team needs to sort of look at, though.
Yeah.
A negative PER, and we don't have the thing, oh, hey, not a lot of play time. He's just not making any baskets.
She is.
Or she.
Yeah. Oh, Meg! Wow, what the shit?
I'm sorry, I don't have everyone's name or gender memorized.
I remember.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember her because, yeah, long stories.
And meanwhile, Draken in the Discord chat is just like, triggered!
Hashtag triggered.
Yeah. Dragon, y'all really need to speak up more a little bit. Jesus.
Yeah, come on. There she is. Yay, Dragon. Stop typing and start talking. What the fuck is typing?
Tyken?
That's what I said.
It's probably the demented version of Tekken that everybody wanted.
Well.
Anyway.
Anything you want to... Yeah, it's very low shot percentage. 9 of 28, so that says he's making about 1/3 of all of his shots.
Yeah, and that offensive rating. That offensive rating?
Yeah, I'm going to work on fixing the percentages since I just did straight up flat copying, so mine's based on ranks, and if they're not high enough in ranks, it's not showing them.
Yeah. Anyway.
Any more we want to talk about Santa Ana, or should we move on to the next beast on the board?
Let's talk about Coffee Husky.
Okay.
All right, moving over to Albany.
Coffee Husky! Can I just go on a tangent here really briefly? Because I'm curious as to what would happen if somebody fed Roger and Meiji freaking Cuban coffee. Because that shit is strong enough to knock out a grandma. Can you just imagine what would happen if Meiji had that? He'd probably literally stop time.
I think there's a proper term for that, and that term for Meiji would be steroids. That would be a Meiji steroid overhaul right there.
I don't know, if it was too strong, we might see the sort of like Futurama thing of when Fry had 100 coffees.
Yeah, oh dear God.
Or it could be like that one scene over the hedge when...
Oh my God, when Hammy gets fed the energy drink. Yes!
He gets fed the energy drink, and it's just like... Umechi just kind of walks all slyly towards you, just... I don't even have to dribble the ball, just gotta jump, score, jump, score, jump, score, till time starts being back up again, and he's like, oh, we're up 120 over 8?
I think you would get if you were able to slow down time, you would probably just get so very bored waiting for them to pick up the ball again to start.
You probably go. You probably go in the locker room.
Now we're getting existential, so let's get back to this. Yeah, this is about going how I expected, honestly.
Everyone expected the team to go in the first division. They're oddly actually second, but we did expect them to do really, really well.
Yeah. And it's sort of just like you can't beat the Coffee Husky.
And his little brother, Akiak.
I am definitely concerned about Rook's numbers. A 5% floor percentage.
Well, I mean, that means he hasn't really been on the court so much, right?
37 minutes, 0 for 4.
Oh, shit, really?
Oh, that's probably the result of the thing we were talking about, where it's like, it's sort of very biased towards starters. So if you're not a starter, if you're like sitting on the bench 4 to 7, your numbers are going to take a hit this year.
Yeah. I think Rook also... Yeah, I think Rook also sort of hit an injury at some point, right? I don't remember if he did. Did he?
Well, let's look. There is an injury thing.
Yeah, there is.
I'm not real sure how I feel about the tweak to the engine where the players on the bench don't do a lot, because then how are you going to be able to tell who you're going to need whenever like an injury comes up?
Yeah,
Just
it
get
makes
her
that definitely a lot harder. But on the other side, you don't have this whole thing where your bench four is almost scoring as much as your starters with like a third of the time. So I think teams that are really sort of relying on tons and tons of points from their bench.
I was confusing him with DC3's other character. Never mind, I lied.
So teams that are really expecting a lot of like points from the bench are going to really suffer this year by a simple fact of your bench is not going to do much at nearly as much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna suck for some teams.
Just a little bit. But no, yeah. And I guess that's a good thing for Albany this year because their bench is kind of weak in everything except guards. If you really look at it.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah. Like they have ridiculous guard depth and everything else is sort of just like so that can help them out, I think.
It could, yeah.
But yeah.
Who all did they draft this year? We
Well,
already know one of them, obviously, because obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Adorable little trans husky. We all want to hug.
Alvin,
We all wanna
Jasper? Didn't they get Jasper?
I think they did.
Albany, Akiak, and Jasper LeBeau are the two they drafted.
They drafted 2 guards.
Mm-hmm.
Jasper.
They need to start trading guards. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But don't trade Akiak, because if anyone wants him, Texas wants him. I'm just saying.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow, we actually have some defensive ratings on this team that are in the 80s.
Wow.
And from Doral too. Is it Doral getting old at this point?
I think so. I know they're the last of the personal characters. That all the others have been sort of forced to change their name or retired. And the biggest thing is Doral is one that we actually on the pre one we had marked as red of a sort of do not use this player.
And there she is.
Well, I guess the main reason we had is, it's still there. Really terrible offensive rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to get many points out of her, but one of the best defenders in the league right now.
Well, probably because she has low. One of the reasons she might have low points so far is because she's currently in the reserves area, the bottom 2 reserve, along with Vladimir. However the fuck you pronounce his Russian name, I don't speak Russian very well.
I think it's Zhidkov or something like that.
Vladimir Andreevich Zhidkov.
Yeah. Yeah, those 2 are currently sitting at the bottom of the reserves, so...
Yeah, I need to get better about my Russian, considering how many fucking Russian names I need to memorize in my field. Like fucking Shostakovich, Prokofiev, Tchaikovsky, all those folks.
Yeah, currently their reserves and deep reserves consists of Doral, Vladimir, Rook, Louis Ellenberger with a side of fries, and...
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And Ryla. The Caribou forward.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it looks like he should be playing football instead of basketball. Just my own honest opinion. Just saying.
Remind me who you're talking of again?
The Caribou Ritus. That's his name, Ritus.
Ah.
Yeah, so I couldn't read his small name because I've been playing Pokemon all day, so my eyesight's kind of right now.
Ritus Constant Blockus.
Yes.
Ritus Constant Blockus.
Yeah.
Indeed. But yeah, I don't really think there's that much more to talk about unless there's something we missed.
For most part, the beginning team this more is like, okay, help people read the numbers, let them know what's good. Part of it is sort of to stall so I have time to get all the teams down. I'm only up to, as you can see on the bottom, Las Vegas right now, but it's
Mhm.
more. We'll spend a lot more time on the bottoms on what they probably need. The
Yeah.
top one's like, well, you're 7-2. You're clearly doing something right.
Yep.
Just basically keep up what you're doing, and maybe you'll make the top this year if you're lucky. Unless a nerf
Yeah.
happens or double overtime, super mega injuries to Coffee Husky or somebody.
Yeah, Coffee Husky going out would be bad for these.
That would be their worst nightmare.
I suppose if
holy
Coffee Husky
shit.
did go down, who is his current replacement or his backup?
What?
His backup? I don't know who his backup would be. I gotta go back over to Albany real quick. Gotta look up. I gotta put faces to the players so I know who I'm talking about, who I get to thrust out there to be like, go out there and get him, boy. I'm not a Husky though. Too bad you have to feel his shoes. God damn it.
Well, they could always get Akiak to fill in for him.
What? He's so small. What? Wait.
Looks like they're currently having.
Well, that's the thing. He's so small and adorable. People will just be like, "Oh, you can have the ball."
Looks like currently they're holding Syria as the or Syria the big, and they're running 2 guards as their backups, which is actually sort of weird to do for your bench 1 to 3.
Oh.
It's not really that unusual. It's working for them.
Yeah, but it
I
means
mean, hell, if they really wanted to, they could always run like a 3-guard lineup
yeah,
for
it
a
looks like
starting lineup.
Syria's more the top. Yeah.
Like
It's
try
more
Renee
it mainly
Lacoste
means
at small forward, maybe.
Timmer is probably spending a lot of time in the game since his replacement is in the 4th bench, which it means his replacement is only getting like what 9 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how is he doing anyway?
Stuff, apparently.
His replacement's doing okay from the look of things, so I think Albany will be okay if anything happens to like any of their players because they got players among backup players.
Yeah. Unless it's Coffee Husky, but we'll see. Anyway, shall we move on?
Sure.
The Howlers. And just because
that howl was terrible and you should feel bad.
I will redeem myself.
Team is 7-2 on Howlers.
And now Draken is finding you $300. Good job, Fratis. Good job.
Well, sorry, I'm not gonna pay it.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna be waiting forever for that $300. I'm sorry.
I think one of the main things to keep in mind for the Howlers is, yeah, they've definitely been trying to redeem themselves after that very poor showing in the Howlerine. That's supposed to be their thing, and then it's just
like.
Yep, and also
noises.
Also, just gotta say, kudos to Ren anyway for tying the knot and getting married. Congrats to him.
Yeah, even if it was a little hurried.
Yeah, and even
unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, and even if Stinky Sterling deeply disapproves of it, all I gotta say is congrats, Ren, and fuck you, Sterling.
Oh, shut. Anyway, speaking of that, like they kind of had a bunch of odds up against them when Matsura retired.
Yeah,
suddenly.
Matsura retired, and then so they were out of their center. Glaxamar was one where it's like, okay, he was one of their draftees. I don't remember if he was I almost wonder if was he a top 24? I don't remember.
He was not.
Oh, he was not. He was just sort of one they picked up.
Yeah, he was one they sort of picked up. The top 24 was Doug Dawson.
Right. Yeah, they're top. Yep, the Barbe Lion guard.
Yep. The Barbary Lion.
Yeah, he had a very poor showing in the preseason. Went 1 for 15 and hasn't seen the light of day since.
Aww.
Yep.
Well, Well, he's a shooting guard